Let me just check if it's happening. Is it recording? Yeah, we're recording.
Okay, so this is my magazine. It's called The Culture Mag, and it's a pop culture magazine about London youth and their culture. This is my contents page, and this is what we're going to be seeing throughout my magazine.
Go back, sorry, I just want to see it, read that bit.
My first page, which is it briefly talks about London's fashion scene, and I included some of my favorite fashion bloggers at the moment who I think have really great style and represent what London's fashion scene looks like right now. And then this page was the page where I interviewed basically the youth of London to ask them about their personal style and like their hobbies and their interests and how they incorporate it into their style. This page is my trends page, and this is where I talked about all the fashion trends that are happening currently, especially among Gen Z. And then so the first page is where I talk about the trends, and then the second page is where I've done two different outfits, like two different styles that are current right now, and I've basically found cheaper alternatives, or cheaper alternatives so that you can still be trendy and be current but on a budget, especially for my audience, which is young, from 17 and upwards. This is the beauty page where I talked about makeup and the current beauty trends. This page, we're talking about the makeup look that's really popular right now, which is mainly focusing on good skin and fresh faced skin, and more focusing on the eyes with dramatic makeup looks. And then here I also included some UK makeup artists in the bottom corner.
So those are professional people?
Yeah, professional people. This page is the music page. This is basically where I talked about London's hottest artists right now, in my opinion. And I basically just did brief explanations of who they are and the recommended listens. So here I put for J Hus where he's from and the songs I would recommend for you to listen to get into him, along with Georgia Smith, Annie, and FKA Twigs. And then in the bottom corner, I also did similar tracks to all of these songs here, and then also a Spotify playlist that has all the songs included and more. So yeah. And then my last article, which talks about Black British influence, and yeah, basically talking about what Black people in Britain have, the influence that they've had in London's culture, and how we've basically been the trendsetters for everything that's going on right now. From the Windrush generation till up to now, with Carnival and all that stuff. So yeah. And this is my back page. And that's it.
Like the bottom right.
Oh.
So, yeah. Do you think you've achieved what you wanted to achieve?
I think I have kind of. I could have done better for sure, but for the time that we had, and how badly I was procrastinating, I think I did really well.
Why did you procrastinate?
I think I procrastinated because I don't know, I wasn't really feeling passionate about it anymore. Like there was just a lot of lack of motivation. And it's like I wanted to do the work, but I never really felt like
Why was that? Do you think that was because of the interruption of COVID?
that and other things that I don't really think I could explain. Like I wanted to do the work, I wanted to do like the best work that I could, but I couldn't like find myself actively doing it. But I had to push through obviously because it's the
But you managed
final.
to do it in the end.
Yeah, I managed to do it. Yeah.
Anybody else? Can we get some other views, please?
Yeah.
I really liked it. It's really good. It's well laid out, and the way you edit it.
Why? What's good?
Yeah.
Now, what is good?
Just everything, like the layout, the pictures.
Can you identify one thing that's good?
The way she laid out her research, that is colourful, but then it's not too much. That is quite minimal.
What I like is the way on the back page you've got the culture. You spelled culture, in a weird way, which is kind of modern, slightly trendy kind of thing to do. You've got a full stop, which is unusual, which is very nice. And it's a nice little graphic. It feels like a graphic. And that font, where did you get that font? What is it?
I think it's called the Big John. Jeff showed it to me.
Can you go back to the beginning and show the cover?
Yeah.
With the same thing on it.
Hold on.
Yes, same again. Oh no. Okay. Oh, okay. So there you've used, and the other thing you've done is use blurred pictures. But it doesn't feel like a mistake.
I was kind of going for that.
You've done it here, you've done it at the back page, and you've done it on the beauty page. Now, why are you doing that?
I kind of took inspiration from like photos that I saw on Pinterest, like this light trail effect almost. It's kind of like blurry, but like like that's kind of the whole point. It's kind of like supposed to have like a dreamy effect. Like that.
Why did you do it? Why did you think that was a good idea?
I don't know. I feel like I kind of got stuck on what I wanted to do with the cover, and like I kind of was just like, okay, let me just like let me not think about it too much, and I kind of just ended up doing this.
What another thing I'm noticing is that the cover, there's very small writing for the culture and quite a big bit mag.
Yeah.
And then when you go to the content, when you go to your content page, it's really, really different. Instead of being small, it's in your face typeface.
Yeah.
It comes off the page. What are you doing there?
Again, I got inspiration from like Pinterest, different like graphics that I saw. I kind of like the whole like coming off the so it's like content is coming off and then it's going back in at the bottom of the page and then going back out. It's kind of like spilling into the page. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's what I was going for.
And why do you think that was good for your audience?
I guess just like pleasing to the eye, at least for me.
The other thing you've got is a running header. Culture mag at the top of each page, which is impressive, professional thing to do. Can we go forward and just take us through explaining what you think of the design you were doing? You told us about this in a bit.
Yeah, this one I was kind of going for like, the picture in the middle of like the letters. This page could have definitely been better.
How?
Definitely like added a bit more text. I don't know, for the first like page, I didn't want it to be like super like condensed with text. I kind of wanted it to be like visually pleasing.
So
like,
why are you saying it should have had more text?
I don't know. I feel like, okay, when I mean more text, I don't know, maybe just placed better. So I don't know. I feel like this has kind of thrown me off a bit. Like how I did it. I had an idea for it, but it didn't really come out how I wanted it.
Any other people? What do you think others about that page? Could it have been better?
I feel like if all the letters were had the right picture.
You think no white space? No white letters, you mean?
Yeah. Or maybe like if you don't want to follow those things, then do it at that time.
Okay. Anybody else? Nika, what do you think of that design of that page?
I think the same as Alan, like the rest of like if she doesn't want the rest of the letters to be blank, like just add a different colour, like make it stand out.
Personally, I like the white. I think it's original and a bit weird. And I always like weirdness. And also I like the way the top of the C kind of just bleeds off in a kind of weird, indistinct, blurry line. I find that quite nice, actually. But I do know what they're saying. I quite like the fact that you have to kind of slightly look at it and it doesn't immediately tell you what, you know. Right, go next page. You're right, this page. Tell us about this.
Yeah, so I had my photo shoot and then I interviewed them about like their personal style. So I asked them what their style consists of, like if they're still developing their personal style, what their hobbies are, and like who inspires them creatively. Yeah. So, and you know, I was kind of going for like a more like fun, like airy vibe. That's why I've kind of used like, you know, bold, like wacky fonts.
Very
That's what I
wacky,
wanted.
yes.
That's what I wanted to do.
Which you've repeated up in the right-hand corner as well, which is nice, and in your little sub-heading.
Yeah.
And you've got this pink going on and a bit of blue. What's the
Yeah.
idea of that?
I kind of just based it off. Well, I had like a whole color scheme of what I was doing. So like each page had different like colors, and kind of just going off of like the first picture here of Nika, I was like, okay, let me just do like pink.
I like the fact that the colours aren't neatly in line with the text. So you've got kind of, it bleeds into the next column. That is, to me, an effective device. It's a bit weird, and again, it's slightly unexpected. It's less neat, but I like that. Anybody disagree? Think it could be improved? You've used the same models quite a lot, haven't you?
I mean, yeah, I would have used more, but like, I guess if I had more time, you know, I was like, because I kind of did the photo shoot like a bit too close to the deadline. I was like, you know, I only had so much time.
Yeah.
So I kind of just used the pictures that I had.
Okay, take us through this one.
Yeah, this one, the head title was Oops on Trendy. So I'm basically just going about what's trending right now. And I talk about in this first paragraph about how Y2K fashion has resurfaced. And then I also
going back in time.
Yeah. And then I also what's it called? I listed along with like Y2K fashion some of like the popular trends that I've been seeing like on TikTok, Pinterest specifically, which is like become a really popular app for outfit inspiration. And then here I just talked about ways to build your wardrobe and how to like develop your own personal style slowly but surely, especially, you know, for kids our age. And yeah, here I did the titles fits on the low because it's like, you know, current fits that are trendy, but you know, that are still within budget. And here I just did this one is a more like a relaxed but feminine, all this type of relaxed, but it's more feminine. So you got oversized shirt and shorts with like the matching cream trainers. And then here, this one is more like a streetwear, like, you know, vibe, but it's not like, okay, it's relaxed, like it's more comfy, but it's still a bit, you know, like leaning from like casual to like a bit less casual. You got like a race or a motor jacket, and then baggy jeans and a hoodie and Nike blazer mids, which are a really popular shoe right now. So yeah. Yeah, and then the beauty page. Yeah, I just talk about the makeup look that's really popular right now. And I've seen like, I think